Well, I want to go to the attorneys. Alex Sanchez, Meg Strickler. Alex, I'll begin with you. Now, it would appear that the man, the cops show about 6 photos to this guy who saw a mystery man holding a baby at about 4 in the morning. He picked somebody out, but then the other woman who saw a mystery man walking around with a baby earlier that evening says, that's not the person. But apparently cops know this person. They've interviewed the man who was identified in one of the photographs numerous times. So what that tells me is the cops know, Alex, a heck of a lot more than they're admitting about this case.
Yeah, I'm sure they do know a lot more, but what's important is that there are witnesses that are picking out somebody else with a baby. How many people are walking around with babies at 4 o'clock in the morning that are catching the attention of other individuals? How many people are walking out of the woods in the middle of the night? These are important leads that the police need to follow. Of course, they're not going to reveal all they need to know to the general public, but they need to track down these leads and answer those questions once and for all.
Yeah, and take a look at this. This is surveillance video. This is almost like looking for Bigfoot at this point. Now, I'm not trying to make light of it, but this is how confusing and sort of mysterious this case has become. This is surveillance footage of an individual seen walking down the street in the dead of night, and the owner of the gas station had said, well, we don't get many people walking by here, and that's very weird. So initially, the media was sort of connecting the dots. Could this be the mystery man that other people saw walking around with a baby that same night, in the hopes, of course, of finding this precious child and finding that child in time? But Leslie Sapini, clinical psychologist, this is the very kind of situation where it's sort of pre-designed to let people's imaginations run wild, and now we've got this mystery person running around with a baby, and it seems like maybe people are reading into things like surveillance videos that may have nothing to do with it.
You know, I absolutely agree. It may have absolutely nothing to do with it. Also, they never said they reported seeing him with a child, not that he couldn't have had the child under his jacket. But I think what's really crucial in this case that I find striking from a psychological perspective is the word grieving. That this mother keeps saying the word grieving. Now, I don't know if she's being media coached, but no mother who's looking for their child uses the word grieving unless they know their child is dead. And that is very striking to me.
Let's listen to exactly what you're talking about. Of this mother speaking, and she does use this word. It's fascinating.
Is it true that you're getting paid to avoid local reporters?
Not at all.
Then why won't you talk to us?
Because we're grieving.
Because we're grieving. Meg Strickler, defense attorney. Did you hear that? What do you make of it?
That's a big ouch. And when she was just walking up to her house caught unawares, she may be coached by a media coach, but she was just walking up to her house, and she says that rather flippantly. And so that is a very key thing she just said. And all of her behavior throughout this entire 3 weeks has been strange and bizarre. And that's why the detectives are looking at her, and mainly her. They're looking at the other leads. They're following up. But everything she's doing is continually strange. Why can't we interview both the common law husband and wife separately? That's strange also. Lots going on here.
She said she had 5 glasses of wine and that she was basically knocked out drunk, that she may have even blacked out.
Meg Strickler, defense attorney. There were 2 other children in the house, a 6-year-old approximately, and an 8-year-old, both boys. These parents are not letting, according to published reports, cops talk to those kids again. What can police do to gain access to those children legally?
Well, the police have to get permission from the parents in order to interrogate the children. And as a criminal defense lawyer, I'm very reticent to have my clients speak to law enforcement. I've been doing it way too long, and anything that goes on with law enforcement in interrogation can be spun a certain way. And in this circumstance, I have to say, on the criminal defense side, that baby Lisa was left alone with a drunk mother. That, by definition, is a crime. So she's facing child neglect. Even if this baby miraculously reappears tomorrow, she's still facing a crime. So A, she needs a lawyer, and B, she should not speak to law enforcement, and then C, she should take a polygraph, sure, maybe, but a private one. And guess what? Since she was drunk, the polygraph isn't very good. It doesn't give as good results as if somebody who hadn't been taking any kind of alcohol or medications.